This is Pioneer's TS-WX1220AH. This is two 12-inch woofers in a huge ported enclosure with a 600-watt Class D amp built right in. And this thing rocks. Let's take a look and I'll show you what's in the box. First is the mounting hardware included with the sub. There are 4 heavy metal mounting brackets and mounting screws to securely mount the woofer in the vehicle. This is the power and ground cable connection block. You'll connect the power, ground, and system control cables here. A tool is included to tighten the wire connections in the block. Positive and negative are clearly marked on the block, and system control is in the middle. Here is the signal input. If you're using RCA connections directly from the in-dash receiver, just plug your RCAs in here. If you're using speaker level inputs, cut these RCA connections off and make the speaker level connections through these same wires. Here is the bass level knob. You can see it's very slim and can easily be mounted under the dash without worry of banging your knee against it when you're moving in and out of your vehicle. Mounting screws are included in the hardware pack. The bass level knob connects to the subwoofer amplifier through this cable. The cable's about 18 feet long for very flexible installation. And here is the owner's manual and the warranty card. The slot-ported bass reflex enclosure is designed by Pioneer's speaker engineering team for optimal performance with these subwoofers. The innovative trapezoid shape of the enclosure is designed for high rigidity and to reduce internal standing waves, while also increasing installation flexibility. It can be positioned with the woofer firing toward the rear of the vehicle, or the front of the vehicle, or on its back with the woofers pointing upwards. If installing in a vehicle trunk or in the cargo area of an SUV, you can place the back of the subwoofer box against the back of the rear seat with the woofers facing toward the rear of the vehicle. You can see the back of the subwoofer is angled. It's wider at the bottom than at the top. The enclosure is fully carpeted, creating a non-slip and very durable scratch-resistant surface. The box design has recessed sides, making the TS-WX1220AH easy to grip and easy to maneuver. Let's take a close-up look at the 1200 watt max output Class D amplifier and its control panel. This is the gain control. The gain control is a way to create a balance between the output of the in-dash receiver and the input on the amplifier. Use this control to match up with the output of the in-dash receiver. This is the crossover frequency selector. The amplifier has its own LPF, or low-pass filter, built in. This means when the LPF is switched on, only low frequencies will be played back by the subwoofer. Choose the crossover frequency that works best for your music. I recommend starting with a setting of around 80 Hz. This is the bass boost level from 0 to 12. This can also be controlled by the remote bass level knob that can be mounted in the vehicle. If you're planning to use the under-dash bass level knob, set this control to 12 for best control over the system when using the remote controller. This is the bass boost frequency adjustment. The frequency chosen here is the center frequency of the bass boost level. Choose between 40 and 100 Hz for the best effect for your favorite style of music. I recommend setting this to around 65 Hz to start. These are the dual 40 amp fuses at the amplifier. The power connection must extend to the vehicle battery. When planning your installation, I strongly recommend an additional 80 amp fuse on the power wire within 12 inches of the vehicle's battery. After you've connected your cables, simply plug the connector block into the amplifier on the side of the TS-WX1220AH. It can only plug in one way. If you ever need to temporarily remove the TS-WX1220AH, it's very easy to unplug this connection block and you're ready to go. This is a 600 watt RMS Class D amplifier operating the dual 12-inch subwoofers built into the TS-WX1220AH. It requires a power wire connected directly to the vehicle's battery. I recommend a minimum thickness of 12 gauge cable for both the power and the ground. And I'd go with a little thicker cable if you have a large vehicle with a longer run from the battery to the amplifier. The ground cable of the same gauge as the power cable needs to be connected to metal in the body or the frame of the vehicle. If you have a Pioneer in-dash receiver, I recommend using the RCA outputs on the back of the receiver to deliver the audio signal to your TS-WX1220AH. In that case, you'll need to use the blue wire with the white stripe. This is also known as the system remote control wire on the back of your Pioneer in-dash receiver to automatically switch the subwoofer amplifier on and off with the in-dash receiver. If you're using speaker level input to deliver the audio signal to the amplifier, in most cases, the system remote control wire won't be needed. If you choose to use it, the remote base level knob connection cable will plug in right here. The input signal connector plugs in right here. Use this switch to select the input signal type. The sub can operate on either RCA level input with a direct connection to the in-dash receiver or with speaker level input. Set this switch according to your installation. If you're using RCA input from an in-dash receiver, select RCA. If you're using speaker level input, select SP line. Next is the LPF or low pass filter on-off switch. If you're using a low pass filter crossover on your in-dash receiver and it's connected directly to the subwoofer through RCA cables, you can set this switch to off. If you don't have an LPF or a low pass filter on the in-dash receiver, or if you don't know if you have an LPF on the receiver, be sure to set this switch to on. This is the phase control. It can be set to either normal or reverse phase. Try both of these settings in your vehicle. Depending upon several factors, including subwoofer placement in the vehicle and crossover settings, one of these phase control settings may sound significantly better than the other. Choose the one that works best for you. And the power indicator is here. The indicator will light up in blue when the system is on and functioning correctly. A red light, or a flashing light, or no light indicates a power or ground issue. This is the Pioneer TS-WX1220AH. It's a dual 12-inch subwoofer and a slot-ported bass reflex enclosure system. The slot-type port is tuned at 63 Hz. The built-in Class D amplifier can deliver 600 watts RMS and 1,200 watts peak power to the two 12-inch woofers. Frequency response is from 20 Hz to 2,900 Hz. The box measures 29 3/8 across, 17.5 inches deep at the bottom, and 15 3/4 inches high. It can operate with RCA or speaker level input, and has a bass level knob included. And that is Pioneer's TS-WX1220AH. Two 12-inch woofers in a ported enclosure with a 600 watt Class D amp built right in, and what's in the box.